Okay, I think we can start. Thank you very much for joining our webinar. I hope you are all doing great. I'm Ariana, the Partnership Manager of Course of Labs. Today with us we have Łukasz Romaniuk from Big Picture and Robert Tido, our CEO. As you probably know already, the webinar will be recorded. We will send you this recording within a week. And if you have any questions, please use the Q&A session to ask them. It will help us to stick better to our agenda. And just to remind you, first we will listen to Robert talking about managing ideas in Jira. Then Łukasz will tell about managing the product. The last presentation about providing support will be given again by Robert. And later on, we will move on to the Q&A session. And for asking questions, please use the Q&A button. So that's it from my side. Robert, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Ariana. Hello, everybody. I have a pleasure to just tell you a few words about end-to-end product management in Atlassian tools at all. So let me share my screen. Thanks, Ariana, for starting recording. And I will be with you shortly. So today I will tell you a few words. We have very limited time, so in a few words as a product management in Atlassian tools. Let's imagine what is the stages of product lifecycle and how to manage the product within all the stages. So initially, I think we are all familiar with Jira and Confluence. So for product management, we have a few stages in product lifecycle. Every product goes through 4 stages: is a creation or the initial development phase, then growth, maturity when the product is stable and nothing serious happens, and then the commissioning when the product is going out of the market. In this webinar, we will focus on 2 stages, the first 2, because just of time restrictions. So when we have a product development stage, we have to first clarify the product vision. What is the product? What are the main goals of the product, main benefits? What is the other competitors? What is the competitive landscape, and so on? Find out the best product features, determine its architecture, of course, if you are using a software product. Then plan initial release and manage its delivery, including task management, resources, allocations, and so on, all the stages for the initial development. Then when the product is on the market, we have some other activities. First is to support customers. Customers are really important when it goes to support. Support is really important when it goes to customers in the product lifecycle. So solving project issues, solving the questions, responding to requests, and so on. The other important item of growth stage is listening to users who are using your product, who would like to request new features, have some ideas to share. And this stage, I will show you IdeaHub. Then plan subsequent release and manage its delivery, where Big Picture plays a role for planning and delivering results on products. So what products are we will cover? First, Jira Software, Jira Service Management, Confluence from Atlassian tools, and third-party add-ons, IdeaHub, and a Big Picture. So it's something what we will cover today. So stop talking, and I will show you how it works in real life as an example, of course, a very simple example. But let me share my screen again. And now go to Confluence. It's pretty common view. We have a Confluence page, Confluence space, when we can create a dedicated space for product and put a different knowledge, different information about the product. It can be a product vision. Oh, in this case, it's just an example of the product vision. Sorry, it's taken from the internet, not very very own, but it's just a script example of the product vision and product requirements. In the product requirements section, we can have different product requirements, and let's try to add a new one.
Robert, can you make it a bit bigger?
I can try to do that. Okay, maybe now it's better.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Probably my resolution is too high.
It's great, thanks.
So let's create a new product requirement. Let's imagine it will be like, okay, system security as an important feature. So now what we can do, we can describe the feature, what is the objective. I will not take too much time here, but here is just secure, and we can describe the feature here. What are the requirements, specific requirements for this? First one, system security is, of course, a password policy. Password policy. And this password policy can be defined as a story. As an admin, strong passwords. The second security option is, for example, password expiration. Password, and so on. We can create much more options here, much more requirements with Confluence. Confluence is a great option to do that because you can write different roadmaps, you can put a lot of text, search against it, and so on. So let's try to do that. So we can create an epic in Jira. So let's create a Jira epic for that. And we will create new issue in Jira in our linked product. It will be new epic. So okay, copy that. So I'm creating directly in Jira. I just created new epic, and now I can plan it with Confluence to have a better description, longer descriptions, and so on. And now what I can do, I can create user stories. Simply mark it, click create an issue, and multiple issues from table. Okay. Okay, click this, and we have two issues that has been created automatically. So now the Confluence is a great tool to get long descriptions, discussion with team, and so on. So we have two stories here. Okay, it's an epic. So let's go to Jira. Okay, and you can see automatically in Jira we have created two epics, that two stories in epic to deliver it. And of course, I know you 100% people responded, so I will not go through that. We have a planning of the stories. We have some, let's make a password policy added to existing sprint, and password expiration add to existing sprint. We can deliver the features in our product development. So now let's assume it's done. So let's make all the features done. Okay, it's everything is completed. It's already delivered. So we will update everything and complete the sprint. And now what we can do, we can create a retrospective with Confluence. So create a retrospective in Confluence directly. So we can have a retrospective notes in Confluence for our team. If you are not using Confluence for that, it's a great option to start. It's automatically added. You can add items like a retrospective and action items and participants. Everything can be published. So I will do that without changing. It's here. So going back to Jira, we can see that we have a lot of reports. You know, all of them know the reports, but we also can collect ideas. Collecting ideas here is an IdeaHub. It's our product I would like to show you. Here we are still in Jira, but it's a completely new interface. I think make it a little bigger. So we have some product ideas, and for different products, like the team building ideas, sales and marketing ideas, product ideas, and another product ideas. So click on this, and IdeaHub is a product that delivers very simple tool for sharing ideas with other customers, other users, without need to get a license for every single idea creator or just a customer. So what we can do with the product is to create new idea or to explore current ideas. So click this one. What is this idea about? Okay, you can comment it. I like it, but okay, it will be an improvement. And author can respond to this, can reply. Okay, I will do myself. We can mark this comment as favorite, or we don't like it, like on Facebook. We can vote ideas up or down. Totally is not very popular idea, to be honest. And we can have option to create our idea, like Android. No Android, by employee. Oh, you can see this employee is searching for existing ideas. If you don't find it, so create new. We can have an employee login screen. Sorry. Okay, I create this idea. And now you can see this, the screen is very simple. This idea is waiting for moderator's approval. So I'm moderator, so I can approve it. And I can have this idea already approved. I can go to Jira because it's in Jira. But in this day here, you can have some improved comment screen and so on. It's very great tool, the IdeaHub. We can see this idea as a very simple screen. We can search across ideas. You can see. everything with employees is well done, can be found easily, but customers don't need to go into Jira, don't need to go into the user interface that is a little hard in Jira, but is everything can be done here. So raising ideas is a great option to have a separate portal with easy to use interface, with powerful search screen, with defined workflow and ability to have some voting options. When it's published, we can vote the option for up or down. It's very, very nice thing to have as an improvement for product management with Jira itself. So you're adding a question. I will respond the question later on at the end of the presentation. Okay, if you you can add the question anytime, but I will respond it at the end of the webinar. Okay, it's something I will show as a first thing. So first one, provide a great portal for Jira to raise issues and share the issues across your customers. Of course, there is a notification system. I will tell you, we have notification system here. We can enable portal notifications, and do very simple idea comments and session notifications. We can have something like assessment center when you can create a session. I will create a session here. So I will create a voting session for product management team. Okay, with a simple assessment method as a must go, must, should, could, and won't. So now let's start it, and we'll put some product ideas into the session. I can take a few of them. Maybe this one. Okay, 4 ideas is fine. Oh, maybe one more. Okay, now you can see we have 5 ideas in a voting session. The session is planning. I will start the session when I get some assessors. Currently, I need to add, before starting session, I will need assessment committee. Edit session, I will add myself. I'm admin, so admin, and that's me. Enough. And now I can start the session. And assessors now, what they can do is to assess the sessions. Oh, make this one is draft, so update, make it as a should. This one is a great idea, it's 24 must. This one, what is it about? Oh, I think that is must. And this barcode scanner. Oh, it's not very popular. Not really. And the last one, canteen automation system is great. Oh, but not for the system. So we have assessed all the items we had. I'm done. And now, after all the assessors will vote for that, we can see session is completed. And now all the ideas are ordered by its voting results. So this is the best one and this is the worst idea. So let's take this one, go up to my roadmap. And this one can be go to roadmap. This one as well. But the last two, I will drop it. We can't develop them. The last two has been marked as dropped ideas because they are not really happy people are not happy with them in our product management team. So we can finish the session. And now we have our backlog definition to be updated. So the IdeaHub will help you to get the better communication with customers, better view in ideas raised by customers, and it will help you if you are working on proof products, product development. So now let me give a floor to my colleague. So Łukasz, and next part will be for big picture, and big picture is a tool for planning and executing product development. So Łukasz, tell us.
Thanks a lot, Robert. First of all, let me know if you can hear me and see my screen.
Yes, we can see you and hear you and see your screen.
Awesome. So first of all, we have to start with the fact that in the modern world, product manager can face multiple challenges. So first of all, to have a big picture, so a strategy of product in the mind, at least with 1 year of advance or 5 years when it comes to a complex product. And that big picture has to be based on reliable data. And then there is a question how to manage and prioritize the ideas related with product development, and how to gather customers' opinions, and how to use this data later, and how to approach the product management topic in general. As far as my experience goes, many companies are still working in a way where a project is the first version of a product, an MVP, which is then released to the market. During today's webinar, I will present how to manage a product in above mentioned approach. So first of all, there are two main questions that have to be answered: how a product can be incepted in big picture, and how a clear and realistic product development plan can be set. So when it comes to planning the product strategy, managing and prioritizing the ideas for a product development, and then making a decision when to develop and when to release, or when MVP will hit the market, are essential factors. And by using big picture, it is not really necessary for the product manager to keep all the information in the head. So how to incept the product in big picture then? Well, first of all, we have to decide what our product is and then plan the releases. And to demonstrate that process, I need to use an live example, because of the fact that definition of a product is complex. So let us assume that our product, as you can see, will be a smart house, and the version developed in iteration 1.1 will be an MVP. So in the smart house box, which is in fact an agile release train, we are going to find real data that will help me as a product manager to create this clear and realistic product development plan. So as you can see in this example, I use custom Jira issue type of idea, which comes from IdeaHub application. And well, basically it represents suggestions for a product development. Please take a note that from this view, you can activate a quick filter, which from technical point of view, it's an additional layer for JQL query. And in this case, as a product manager, by activating a quick filter of product roadmap, I can obtain a clear product development plan. And also from the Gantt perspective, I can, in a single click, verify what ideas do I have in the backlog. Because the statuses are fully synchronized. I mean, the statuses of issues are fully synchronized with the Jira workflow. And in addition, by activating additional quick filters as a product manager, I can easily verify what issues do I've got in program increment 1, 2, and 3. So once the product roadmap has been created, ideas would be then decomposed to epics, which are connected to ideas by a custom Jira link. Of course, when it comes to the project manager role, it is hard to estimate epics in the story points. Therefore, epics are going to be decomposed to safe features and the next level would be stories. Let me expand all the structure for us to see the bigger picture. And when it comes to the releases, they're actually marked with the markers on the Gantt chart. So you can see version 1, 2, and 3. And following the concept that a release will be done after a program increment is finished. So as you can see, a Gantt module in big picture can be a perfect product roadmap where ideas for a product development can be gathered and prioritized. In my roadmap, I use a business value numeric field. So I can actually create a numeric custom Jira field and then specify the business value. And of course, that field has to be defined by a product manager, and that person has to consider all the important factors like risks, workload, and so on. And then we can plan the release date. From this view, we can track or create milestones. Critical path can be identified in an easy way. For that, I'll need to open the info bar panel, and then as you can see, I can clearly track the critical path. And then statuses of ideas and in general of the issues can be managed. Let me use a period content to change that. Of course, I need to highlight the task. And very soon you're about to see our live synchronization with the Jira. As you can see, I have just changed the status of this issue in the Jira to in progress without accessing the task. And then dependencies between the tasks are going to be shown by visualizing the links. So from this perspective, from a Gantt chart view, I can make hard type dependencies by default that are going to have scheduling impact. Of course, I can create also a soft link types. Well, the difference is that a soft link will not have any scheduling. And as a product manager, by identifying the dependency between two tasks or two or more tasks, I exactly know the release date and I'm able to perceive a delay or a bottleneck. Being more precise, our Gantt can be a perfect roadmap for a product manager. And at this moment, when the product development plan is already set, we have to make a decision on how we are going to manage the workflow, or to be more precise, what will be our dominant methodology. In my example, I use scaled agile framework, and the entire work will be done by agile release train. And as you can see, it is divided to 3 program increments, and each program increment will then be separated to 3 iterations. Let us switch the module to more agile one, which will be the board. So starting from the highest perspective, so from the perspective of program increment, so starting from the perspective of program increment, for example, epics are assigned actually there, and in this case, any issue assigned to program increment 1, I mean to the box in big picture, will have the value of program increment field with the value of PA-1 in the Jira. And of course, as a product manager, or being more precise, because currently we are stepping into a project management. So as a project manager, I can create teams, assign resources, and manage their work, which is then divided to iterations. And as you can see, I've got several teams. So first of all, level of unassigned, then team alpha, gamma, omega, and sigma at the very bottom. And when it comes to the lower level tasks, so stories, you are able to see that they're assigned to iterations. So boxes in big picture And these iterations are synchronized with Jira sprints. This will be a bidirectional live synchronization that you're about to see within a second. Let me open a project in Jira and let me find a backlog. All right, so currently we are in the Team Gamma's board. Let me access the board of Team Alpha, because actually they will have some sprints currently active. All right, so we can see that we've got iteration 1.1 Team Alpha, which is the name of sprint in the Jira, and you can see that these tasks are going to exactly be represented here. And let's say that I'm going to move PP56 to iteration 1.2, however, not from the perspective of big picture. I'm going to send it to iteration 1.2 Team Alpha directly from the Jira. Let's check if it has been done. In fact, it is, and right now I'm going to return to big picture, and what you can already see and what you've already seen is the fact that PP56 has jumped to iteration 1.2 without me taking any action. So that's live synchronization with Jira. And of course, reverse operation is going to have the same effect. So when I drag and drop PP56 back to iteration 1.1, go back to the Jira, reload the page, you will see that it has been already assigned to iteration 1.1. So what you've already seen, as I've just mentioned, is the fact that our Gantt and our board, they do have live synchronization with Jira, and this feature will be beneficial for project manager as PI planning sessions can be done in real time, globally, and remotely. Most probably you're wondering why you need to perform a PI planning session, well, fully remote. Well, maybe some global pandemic is going to hit the world and force digital transformation. And most probably you're wondering who is with you on your PI planning session, right? With the online's present feature, it will be super easy to meet with your teammates online, because of the fact that if anyone joins me at the board, I'm going to see the avatar of this user exactly here, so next to the module's name. And when it comes to the board, it gives you several vital information. First of all, you can monitor the work progress in the real time throughout the entire product development process. So currently, you can see that Team Alpha in iteration 1.1, they have just done 3 story points out of 31, which gives you work completion in given iteration at 10%. Of course, you can then monitor capacity allocation of teams at each level, again in real time, and that includes the possibility to track over or underestimation of these teams. Let's say that Team Alpha, well, they are able to deliver 40 story points in given iteration. However, currently they are doing only 31, which gives me utilization of this team in given iteration at 78%. Of course, if I drag and drop a task and assign it to this team, you will see that this aggregation will change in real time. So I can, of course, obtain vital information at any level of granularity, because I can edit and change the card views over here. So let's say that I'm going to edit story point value directly from a card of in the board, which is actually a Jira issue visualized on the board. And of course, I can create several views to obtain the information that I currently need. And in the info bar panel, which is going to open from the right edge of my board, I can see, well, the same work breakdown structure that I have created on the Gantt module. So ideas, epics, save features, and stories. The same work breakdown structure is here. And well, basically here on the backlog, I can, of course, I can check, let's say, how many story points my epic has. However, and of course, I can aggregate these values in many ways. And of course, story point aggregation is a very useful feature when it comes to well, the work of project manager. However, let me use a different module for you to see that view. Let me switch the module to the scope. However, please take a note that my scope module has got a title of program backlog, which is a big picture enterprise feature. So basically you can rename the titles of our modules. You can rename the names according to your company naming convention. And here you can see that I've got the story points column aggregated in children status categories in percentage views. So you can see that the Epic, which is information system for a smart house, has got 37.7 story points in a status of to do, 34 in progress, and 28.3% done. Of course, if I'm about to add another column of story points, let's just wait a second for everything to refresh. And currently I can add another column of story points and aggregate the data in a different way. And for example, you can see that my Epic has got 20 story points in a status of to do, 18 in progress, and 15 done. So basically you can achieve, well, what kind of view you currently need. And of course, here you've got the customizable column views as well. Let's get back to the board because I have to mention one last very important feature, which is tracking the dependencies. Because as you can see, let me hide the backlog and zoom the view out. So as you can see, I can track dependencies between the tasks that are assigned to different iterations or maybe different sprints that are actually cross teams. And well, the very cool feature is that if I select any task, the target task will be marked as a dotted line and other tasks are going to be grayed out. And of course, from here, I can create a links just by dragging and dropping the line between the tasks. Please take a note that the Gantt chart, which in my case would be renamed as a roadmap, well, actually is a roadmap because I have the function of precise alignment activated here. And this function is going to, well, this function is going to change the start and end date of my issues. If they're assigned to iterations, start and end date of such an issue will be changed to match exactly the time frame of my box. And this is a perfect example which I'm going to find over here. As you can see, PP 303, I mean duration of a task on the Gantt matches exactly the duration of iteration 3.3. That feature with a combination of a period mode, which is auto bottom up. Well, auto bottom up period mode, basically it's well all about the fact that a parent task will be always adjusted by its children. So by combining these two features, you can see that my Gantt chart can be a perfect product development plan. So you can see that this save feature, so a graphic user interface for a light in my smart house is going to take two increments or 6 iterations, and several save features are going to compose the Epic, which is a light system for a smart house, and as well it is going to take 2 increments to be completed. However, if I scroll down a little oh, we've got a huge epic. So entertainment system for a smart house, which is going to take 3 increments to be delivered. There are a few more useful functions in big picture when it comes to product management. For example, when it comes to the overview, we've got progress and task monitoring at the level of boxes. So we can see that my release train has got, it almost started. So we've got 94.5 status to do, 2.7 in progress, and 2.8% of tasks done. When it comes to release management, big picture can build work breakdown structure based on fixed versions from Jira, which will be then shown on the Gantt chart. And I'm going to be fully honest with you, we've barely scratched the surface of big picture. We've got many more modules. However, because of the time limitations, I can only mention a few of them, which are the reports module that will show you a data comparison again in real time. For example, you can see a status per assignee. We've got a lot of statuses. As you can see, backlog and roadmap are the statuses of my ideas. Of course, the status of the do blurs my vision. Let us exclude this from this view. And well, the tasks in progress, I can see whoever is assigned to these issues. And of course, when I'm going to dive deeper, I can see that Ted has got 5 tasks in progress out of 21 in total, which gives me a total value of 23.81%. Then there is a risk module where you can track and identify risks. It's basically a risk matrix. Please take a note that this module will be compatible with Rome, since we are speaking about scaled agile frameworks. And of course, we've got many more. So if you've got any questions, please ask me during the Q&A session. And yeah, thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Łukasz.
You're most welcome.
Robert, can you go to the next part for a couple of minutes, and then we will move on to the Q&A session. I saw that some of you are asking questions, so we will get back to them just in a couple of minutes after the last presentation of Robert.
Okay, and I will be very short. Next few minutes with Jira Service Desk, not going into configuration details, but how it works as a very basic configuration combined with IdeaHub, because IdeaHub can do that together with Jira Service Desk or Service Management in the live versions. Can you see my screen? I think you do. So here we have a very basic customer portal. And for the people who are not using Jira Service Management, we have here an interface, a user's interface that is very easy and can be dedicated to people who are not familiar with Jira, like your product users. So if a user have a question, can click a request, like I need a technical support. Okay, and now we can describe the issue. I can't log in with my ID credential to Jira, click create an issue, and this very, very simple interface that bring the user's attention here to just to the problem. And now if we go to Jira, we have a lot of features because it's just a Jira issue. And of course, we can have SLAs, it's disabled now. We can have a different workflows. We can have automation, customers, organization, a lot of features that are delivered by Jira Service Management. And of course, as a result, when we find the issue is assigned to me, when the issue is really occurring, we can create it as a linked issue in our backlog, and new product development as a bug, and AD login is not supported. Well, so it's here is the we are adding new items, new issues to our software development team from customer insight. And what is the next one? We can create a link between IdeaHub and Jira Service Management. So here for request new feature, we can have, I already prepared something. I will prepare brand new request new feature option. Oh, it's a little long, but let's create it. So I created a service desk issue here. But now what happens, this is visible to you reporter only. So in service desk, there is no way to simply show the product, show the idea to a wide spectrum of customers or for the other companies, other customers, and so on. So if we will use the IdeaHub, I will switch to IdeaHub, and now, okay, let's refresh the screen. And now you can see I created this directly from service desk, and I can do that with IdeaHub. So IdeaHub can work smoothly with Jira Service Management, sharing same requests. So I will click publish in IdeaHub, and now it's draft, but after refreshing the screen, it goes to published, and so on. So everything will be visible from two places. If I will add a comment from one place, to add it to another one, and so on. So it works very, very smoothly, and you can collect your customer feedback. You can share the feedback with other customers. You can get new ideas from customers in service desk and share it with others interested parties who are interested in the product. So I think it's a great option to support your product development and product support with IdeaHub. So they're very small, very short. Back to the presentation. Of course, Jira Service Management has a lot of new features you can get from Atlassian, or just watch a demo on YouTube to see all the hidden features of the Jira Service Management platform. Okay, now it's all from my side, from the presentation, and we can go to the Q&A session. In the bottom of the screen, you can see a Q&A button. You can ask a question there, and I will try to help you. We'll try to respond to them.
Yeah, thank you very much, Robert, for your presentation. So if you can start with the first question, Robert, it's for you. Is IdeaHub a free product?
Not really. It cost a lot of time to develop it and to create it as a high quality product. But so it cannot be free. It's not free of charge, but we have something else. Let me show you something that can solve some issues. We have a simplified version of IdeaHub that will be available on the marketplace shortly. It's called Communities. I will show you something that can help you, because IdeaHub is not a free product at all. But in the same family as IdeaHub, we have a product called Communities. And Communities is a community that can be used in Jira to engage your customers. And okay, we have no portals. I will add a portal. Let's create it here. I will show how it works. Okay, here. I will switch my configuration. Okay, it's Idea Portal only. And now I will create a brand new project with, let's anything, create with, oh, maybe this one. I will show how it works, because currently we don't have Okay, one, we don't have this free, but free of charge will be for Jira Server. For data center, it will not be free, but for server, it will be free of charge. For communities, activate communities portal. Okay. Make it very simple. Post, maybe do it a story. Save it. Okay, go to community portal. And now you can see something similar. It's more focused on a discussion and so on, but you can see items here. And all the similar features for the portal are there for only free of charge for communities. So check out our website, check out Marketplace. It will be available in 3 weeks in Jira Marketplace, in Atlassian Marketplace, free of charge for Jira Server. So this is my answer to your question.
Thank you very much, Robert. The next question is for Łukasz. Let me read it. When I try to add issues from the right panel, I like only see stories, not see subtasks. Is that possible?
Of course. In general, if you're going to ask me any kind of question, I'm going to start my reply with "you decide," and this is a kind of question. Well, this is that kind of question. So, Carlos, as you can see, I've created a subtask for you and name it Carlos subtasks. Well, if I'm going to hit quick filter that I have just created of stories only, you can see that you're not going to see your subtasks at all, and it is dynamic. I mean, if you deactivate quick filter, the subtask will appear. So most probably you're wondering why save feature, Epic, and ideas, why they are grayed out. Simply because that the quick filter is based on the JQL query, which is kind of simple. Issue type equals story. So these stories are a part of higher work breakdown structure. So you are about to see this structure, however, blurred out because they are not the part of the query. And we've got another question from Mark as well about showing a feature in orange under Epic. And no, it is not a standard issue type in the Jira. And well, it is not a part of big picture. I mean, this is not a part of add-on. Well, first of all, as far as my knowledge about Jira goes, you are limited to free issue types only, which is Epic, Story, and Subtask. And in fact, this is safe feature with this R trademark of registered, indicating well, this was my my aim to indicate the fact that this is not a standard Jira issue type. And well, if I'm about to show you my issue types, well, I'm a product consultant at Software Plant, so the company behind Big Picture, and I've implemented the tool for a lot of customers. So I've got all the issue types that I can imagine. So bugs, capabilities, custom ITs, enablers, features, idea, which is the issue type created by IdeaHub. Then I've got many more like initiatives, milestones, objectives, processes, and so on, so on, so on. In general, once I had a customer, very large organization implementing scaled agile, and then they used 2 levels above Epic, which was work stream and initiative, if I remember correctly. In general, I'm trying to say any work breakdown structure connected by any custom links created by any issue types. Well, it is possible to create such structure using Big Picture.
Thank you very much for answering, Łukasz. Now we have one more question. It's for you, Robert. Question from Frank. Will IdeaHub be available in cloud? I see server option only in Marketplace.
Yeah, we are considering having it in cloud, and most probably it will be available in next year. But currently we have server option, and Data center option is under Atlassian approval. It takes some time to have approval for data center. So cloud for 90% for next year, but we are not working on it now. But for server and data center, it's available or will be available very shortly. Currently we have two hosting options for on-premise, maybe next year in cloud.
Thanks, Robert, for answering. We don't have any more questions.
And of course, I will have to mention, well, Robert has presented Jira Service Desk. Well, of course, it is possible to drop an email to support@softwareplan.com. So if in case you've got any technical troubles with the picture, you can reach out to our support team and receive technical assistance.
Yes, and as far as we are doing some demos for customer, has regular sessions for that. So we appreciate if you are already there. Same for us with Course Labs. If you would like, if you have any question with our product, about our products, about issues, about technical questions, about demonstrations, please let us know under courseoflabs.com and support@courseoflabs.com as an email. So if you have any questions later on, don't hesitate to contact us, both Course of Labs and Software Plan.
And please follow us on social media to be informed about our future events. And yeah, I think that's it from our side. Thank you very much for your participation. I hope the knowledge was valuable for you. Thank you very much, Łukasz. Thank you very much, Robert, for sharing your knowledge. And yeah, see you soon.
Thanks, Ari. You're most welcome.
Thank you, guys. See you next time.